Hey, it's Alicia with Successfilled. I'm so glad you're here. How would it feel to be less stressed or to have less tension or anxiety? I'm guessing pretty good, right? Those are generally not feelings you want to have more of. If someone asked you if you'd like some free stress, for example, I'm pretty sure you'd pass, right? Yeah, I know I would. So, kidding aside, uh, what would you think if you could actually feel better, like have less stress, less tension, less anxiety through a brief, relaxing Reiki session? And you might be thinking right now, okay, what exactly is Reiki and how could it help me? All right, here it is. Reiki is a form of energy healing, and it helps relieve negative energies such as stress, tension, pain, anxiety, and it helps promote a sense of calm, relaxation, and tension and pain relief. Reiki's been practiced for about 100 years, so it's a well-established form of energy healing. And the name Reiki is derived from the Japanese words rei, meaning universal, and ki, which refers to vital life force energy that flows through all living things. And it's been used throughout the world, including in hospitals, which might be surprising, maybe not, depending on how much you know about Reiki so far, and hospice care as well. And it's a complement to other forms of healthcare. So they use it in addition to other forms of healthcare to help enhance, traditional means. That's how it's used in those settings. How it works is that a Reiki practitioner acts as a conduit between you and God energy, or if the term God, that's not your thing, you might think of it as higher power energy or just pure loving energy. Think of, when you feel like you are loved, like purely loved, not conditionally, not, but really that pure love, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. So this positive energy flows through the practitioner's body and out through their hands. So it comes in through the top, goes through their arms and out through your hands. That's out through the hands of the practitioner. And so the hands are directed towards the person who they're working on. And this delivers that pure love energy to you or whomever is getting the session, and it helps you release negative energy and replace it with positive loving energy. And that negative energy is what can be, the cause of, pain, stress, anxiety, all sorts of things. So it helps with that. And so this guided energy flow is intended to improve your balance and the movement of energy throughout your body, because when it gets kind of stuck, that's also it's a way that that negative energy contributes to you having those different types of stressors, whether they're physical, emotional, mental. And it helps support you by moving that, helping that energy move and getting rid of negative energy, replacing it with positive energy. It helps support like a sense of peace and wellness. And the client's body naturally determines the energy flow from the practitioner's hands by taking only what they need. So energy flows through to, like, say, for example, if you were being worked on, if you were experiencing a Reiki session, basically the energy that flows into you, like, you never have to worry about it being too much energy or whatever. It's just whatever your body needs, that's what it's going to take. So it's a very safe way to do things. And how I do my sessions is I intentionally have it be like a calming, peaceful kind of session. So how does a Reiki session work? A Reiki session can be either remote, meaning that, it's not in person, um, or it can be, done in person. So either way. And so when it's remote, that's the way that I do it. I've done it both in person and remote, but currently I'm only doing it remote. And I also have another option. Uh, and it's done either via the phone, a phone call or a Zoom call. So that's kind of how the different ways are. There's also another way where it is, you can have a recorded session and follow along with a recorded session, which I actually offer, and I'll tell you a little bit about that later. So the benefits are the same regardless of the method. Some people think that it has to be in person. That's not the case. Part of my training was to do it remotely. It's equally effective, so just please know that. And regarding physical touch, so this is important. So if you are in person, uh, then there can be some physical touch if you like. It's always your choice. And it would just be light touch, usually along your chakras. Sometimes if they're working on a different part, and sometimes it's just the main chakra, sometimes it's other chakras. So there might be like light touch involved, but that's always your choice. So if you don't feel comfortable, doing that, you just ask the practitioner to not do that. Okay. So that's just for you to know in case this is something that you feel like doing. And I hope it is, just because I obviously feel strongly about it. I think it's amazing. And so anyway, we'll keep going here. But yeah, so obviously remote, like on a phone call or Zoom call, you're somewhere, you're at your home, you're somewhere else. We are not in person together. So there's no touch involved there. And then this is another thing. So please, please, please note this. If anyone tells you that you should take off your clothes for a session, that is not part of Reiki. It is not part of Reiki. And please choose a different practitioner. It could be that the person is well-intentioned but misinformed, possibly. But just don't do that. Like, don't go to them. Just pick someone else. Okay. All right. And as with anything, pay attention to your gut feeling when picking a Reiki practitioner. If at the end of this you feel like having a session with me, great. If not, that's fine too. But I really do. If this interests you, I really encourage you to pick somebody and to try it, because the results are amazing and it's such a short amount of time. And anyway, but we'll keep going there. But especially like when I'm talking about go with your gut feeling, like when you're choosing someone, this it doesn't even involve just Reiki. With anything in your life, if your gut feeling is telling you this is a bad thing to do, don't do it. Wait, ask more questions, ask yourself more questions until you get like a good feeling. Don't go with something that feels bad, regardless of what it is, regardless of what anybody else is saying. Like, go with your gut. Okay. All right. So moving on, what does Reiki feel like? Now, this really varies. So Reiki can feel different every single time you have a session, and how different, and it can vary from person to person. So it really is unique to not only the person, but to each individual session. And there's no right or wrong way regarding how much you feel, what you don't feel, if you feel anything at all. Some people don't feel anything, but it works regardless. So it doesn't matter if you feel it or not. Some people are just more sensitive to energy, that's all. And some people are just more sensitive at different days, so it doesn't matter. It's all the same. You get the same benefit regardless of whether you feel it or not. Okay. Now, that said, there are some commonalities as far as what people feel, if they feel it at all. So you may experience energy in the form of sensations like tingling, pulsing, heat, or a wave of calm, where the Reiki practitioner has directed the energy with their hands. So it might be in those areas, but also it could be in a totally different area that isn't being worked on. So know that too. And as I mentioned, sometimes people feel little to no feeling whatsoever. It doesn't matter. It's all good. You're still getting the benefits. All right. What is it like to have a Reiki session with me? All right. Well, I currently have 2 Reiki options. One is a one-on-one Reiki session, and that's either via a phone call or a Zoom call. And the other is a guided Reiki energy healing experience. And regarding my background, I'm a Reiki master teacher, and I've been practicing for a number of years. So for the one-on-one sessions with me, they're approximately 30 to 45 minutes long, and our remote Reiki sessions, either a phone call or Zoom, as I mentioned. Before the session, you pick a place at home or somewhere else appropriate, ideally with minimal distractions, where you're comfortable, either lying down or seated. since it's common to fall asleep during the session. So just know this, you could easily fall asleep during the session. I would say the majority of people who I do it on fall asleep at some point. They might not fall asleep for the whole thing, but they often fall asleep during the session. So please know that. It's important for you to pick a place for your Reiki session where you will be safe if you fall asleep. Okay. So your safety is paramount. Paramount. Just please, pick somewhere safe, whether you roll off, the couch or, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay. So when we're on the Zoom call or Zoom or a call, I will explain the process briefly, which is I say a brief prayer, I walk you through a grounding visualization exercise, and then I begin by directing positive, loving energy through my hands towards the first of your 7 main chakras. And as I proceed through each chakra, I explain a little bit about the chakra that I'm working on and give you, to explain what the chakra does, and then also kind of, what just kind of like how that could be potentially clearing out if you do have negative energy in that chakra. Okay, so I explain that as I go along. Now at the end, I balance and run your energy, and then I ground you again. So that's kind of the overview. All right. And for the Reiki experience, which I mentioned, so it's the guided Reiki energy healing experience. That's something that is completely online. You have access to it 24/7. And the Reiki session itself, so it's comprised of 3 different parts. There's a Reiki session, and it is a video of me doing a guided Reiki session, on someone. So how you do it is you follow along, you just listen along. The video is just so you see what it is, but you follow and listen along to my voice as you do it versus watching. And then it also has a journal, and it also has a Reiki guide included. So that's all part of the experience. And for this one, I intentionally made the session less than 30 minutes so it can easily fit into a 30-minute time block. So it just makes it really convenient. Okay. And in addition to you just being able to have a Reiki session whenever you want, right? Since you have 24/7 access to it. All right. Now, here are some of the benefits that my clients have described. And really, these are just a few. There are so many different ways that this can help you. So just keep that in mind. Okay, here's some of the things that, I personally, that my clients have said. Okay, so have experienced. There was a woman whom I saw for several months, and she was experiencing chronic pain. And I was able to help her sleep better after our Reiki session. So that was a really big deal. She wasn't sleeping because she was in so much pain. And so she was able to sleep better after each session. So that was really amazing. Okay. And let's see. After each session, during a couple of months with a male client, he said he felt more relaxed and had less physical tension, like he was having, just tension in his body, and was able to get relief from that. A woman got relief from pregnancy symptoms in a single session. So that was kind of a nice highlight, because I feel so bad for, anyone going through anything in particular, whether it's, a disease or something where, late or early, everybody experiences pregnancy differently. So, that was a nice thing to be able to help her with that. And another one is after a single session with a man who had recently received devastating news. He said Reiki helped him relieve his intense sadness. It was, yeah, I was so glad to be able to help him with that. That was a particularly intense experience for him, the sadness part, and then getting that relief just made me feel really good. So another one, this is the last one. During a woman's first session, she said that she felt a profound sense of peace and calm. And actually, I just thought of one. I also helped someone with they were experiencing heart arrhythmias and helped with that. Now all of that said, please note this, this is very important. Reiki sessions should not be used as a substitute for the consultation of a physician, a psychotherapist, or other licensed medical professional. This is not to be used in the place of a medical professional, okay? Rather, it should be used as a complement to other types of medical and therapeutic treatments. And it can increase the efficacy of those types of healing. So always, always consult your physician or other medical professional first. Make sure you get taken care of. And then this is just an add-on to that. It can help enhance the healing, whatever you have. Okay. So make sure that's really clear. All right. So now, if you'd like to experience the peace and calm of a Reiki energy healing session with me, you can learn more by going to my website at successfilled.com. That's successfilled.com, or the word success, the word filled.com. And yeah, regardless of what you do, I really hope you do try, like I mentioned before, whether it's with me or someone else. But if you want to check out my stuff, go ahead and you can do that at successfilled.com. I truly, truly wish you a sense of peace in your body, your mind, and your soul. All right. Well, bye for now.